red, now or later. Out here rocking these shows. A-M-A-N.
Welcome to another episode of Life Off-Road. I'm Jay Walker. This week's feature is a 2018 John Cooper Works Mini Cooper edition. This is the top of the line Mini Cooper, as I call the ZR1 of Mini Coopers, being the fact that it is the top of the line model. It is the fastest model. It's a step above the S model. You have your base Cooper, your S model, and you have this bad boy. This one has a little bit of difference in it between the S's and these. This one has a wider front graphics area. It doesn't have any fog lights, but it has bigger air vent, going into the radiator, the hood scoop. Some of the S's do come with the hood scoops. It does have the bigger exhaust mounted in the middle coming out the rear, which sounds very good. You'll hear that a little bit later. Difference between this edition and the S model is this one comes with the 14.5 Brembo brakes up front, which are massive when you look at them just on this car. I mean, because the wheel size are only, I believe, 16s, maybe 17s, but when you just stare at that wheel and look at that huge brake caliper, I mean, this caliper is about the size of the caliper that's on my Camaro. So that's another difference there. Other than that, the interior is pretty much the same. It does have your John Cooper stitching around. You do have the Recaro version seats of these, which are very good. They hold you in place as you're going around corners, all that good stuff. And you'll see that as we take it out for a test ride. This is the convertible, so car weighs maybe around 2,900 pounds. It's equipped with a 2.0 turbocharged liter 4-cylinder engine, has roughly around 228 horsepower, which is where it's rated at. I believe this one already had a tune put on it, so it's probably pushing closer to around maybe the 300 horsepower mark. We haven't had it dynoed, but we would probably have to confirm that before we just throw out horsepower numbers. But this thing is very fast. I mean, it does surprise a lot of people. I mean, I've embarrassed a lot of sports cars, full-size cars in this car because people have really underestimated the power of this car. But however, it does do its business. So we'll go out and take it out for a test drive or two. So stay tuned. So as we roll along on this beautiful Saturday afternoon, like I stated before, so this is the John Cooper Works edition of the Mini Cooper. It's the top of the line Mini Cooper that you can get. It's also the well, not exactly the fastest, but a notch below the fastest one. I think the fastest one is the GTP version, and that comes with roughly around 300 horsepower. This car comes roughly around 228 horsepower, 236 foot-pounds of torque. 0 to 60 is little mid-5s, low 5s, somewhere around that range. This car weighs roughly around 2,900 pounds. This car does have the beefier suspension, which comes with the big 14.5-inch Brembo brakes on the front brake caliper versus the regular S models. The S models just come with the regular single pistons all the way around. This car came with a set of Hankook tires, which they're okay. I mean, they're not really, I preferably, if you're gonna have a version of this particular car, I would probably prefer either a Pirelli or Michelin or even a Goodyear, but they're okay. I've never had any problems out of it. Looking at previous videos of other road tests, a lot of people were kind of complaining about them. They didn't really have much grip or whatnot, but me personally, I haven't had that problem, and I drive this car a lot. Of course, this isn't mine, but it is a part of the rotation, so to speak. But it does ride great. I mean, like I said, this car is a very comfortable ride, even with it being the top of the line sports car edition of the Mini Cooper. I mean, it definitely has its bag of tricks, and it definitely gets the job done when you want it to. So it's definitely a blast to go. But the car has the competition seats here, as you see here. They're kind of like Mini's version of the Recaro seats that you will find in mostly not state cars, mostly different track cars and race cars. They hold you in very nicely, and they are actually very comfortable, even for it to be a sport bucket seat. I mean, it does have the bolsters and stuff that kind of hug you in, but it's not comfortable at all. It's really a custom fit. It's very, very pleasant. So that was kind of one of the things I was kind of a little bit worried about with it, but it's actually a nice form of seat. So this car does come with the heads-up display, which is very cool. It's kind of in a hidden compartment on the dash, so as soon as you turn the car, it slowly rises out of the dash. It does stay on the time that you are in the car. As long as the car is on, just like the Corvettes, it stays on. So that does take a little of getting used to. It doesn't really bother me as much. Just like my car, you can adjust it, you can go up and down with it. I believe you can see the weather and the RPMs and even the radio stations, like my previous car. But it's a cool feature. You know, that was one of the features that came on BMWs back in the day, and they added to it. So it's a nice feature. You know, it definitely does get the job done. This car does have nav. It does have the XM radio system. It comes with pretty much every bell and whistle you can get. You know, Mini Coopers, you can get these cars in 1,000 different combinations. I mean, no Mini Cooper is the same as another. I mean, it's not like your Corvettes or your Camaros where you get the 1 LT package, 2 LT, 1 SS, 2 SS. I mean, with Minis, you either get the base, the S-Type, the John Cooper, and above. But as far as the luxury items that you want inside of it, I mean, you pretty much kind of just customize the car to your liking, however you want to do it. So that is pretty cool thing. You know, it doesn't really limit to you just to a 1 LT or 2 LT or 3 LT. You know, you have a million options. And when I say a million options, I mean a million options. If I take you to a Mini Cooper dealership right now, we just walked a lot. I mean, you can see a boatload of Minis just on the car lot, and I guarantee you not one of them is exactly the same as the other one. As far as package-wise, you're gonna find some little difference between one and out the other. But other than that, it's a fun little car. I mean, it definitely does its business. Definitely holds its own. Feel like you're driving in a little go-kart. I mean, but you don't feel small in it. Like I said, I'm a pretty big guy. I'm about 6 feet, 6'1". You know, I could probably cut back on a few sandwiches. I'm about probably 260 right now, 265, give or take. But I fit very nice and comfortably. I mean, I've had guys that have been as tall as 6'3" that can get in this car and sit right down. Their head doesn't touch the head roof or anything. I mean, it's a very comfortable car, even for big guys. Now, when you start getting into like the coupes and you're trying to put somebody in the back seat, forget about it. Not going to happen, especially if you're over 6 feet. But, you know, 2 comfortable adults, if you're going on a road trip somewhere, throw your bags in the back. If you got a little dog, throw them in the back and just cruise on, you know. But like I said, it's a very, very good car, very underrated car, you know. This car comes with the turbocharged, I believe 2.0 liter 4-cylinder engine. Like I said before, it makes roughly around 228 horsepower, 236 foot-pounds of torque, and it definitely goes. So I'll give y'all a couple of I don't think this car comes with launch control, but it does have where you can switch the transmission. This is a 6-speed automatic transmission, by the way. I don't think I stated that before. So I believe you can get this car in manual, I believe. But it's a 6-speed automatic transmission, so it definitely gets out. You can put the car in manual mode and drive it like you were driving the stick. if you had to. But overall, it's a very nice car, you know. So if you're interested in looking at a Mini Cooper, I definitely will recommend, you know, take a look at it, take it for a test drive, and see how you like it. And like I said before, you know, you get in this car, daylight today, you just put the top down and just, you know, just go about your business, man. I mean, it's really just an extraordinary car to drive. Like I said, the car is very, very subtle. It's very comfortable. You know, it rides and handles good. You know, it definitely does the business. And you probably could take this car to a track. I mean, it does, like I said, this is the ZR1 of Mini Coopers. So it does have the updated, you know, sport suspension. Of course, the extra horsepower doesn't hurt, but I mean, it really does handle like a little mini race car. And like I said, you know, once you get it out in the open space, it's pretty much a no-brainer on how fast and quick and nimble this car is. Like I said, this car has probably never lost a race because, like I said before, a lot of people underestimate it. They think, oh, it's just a little Mini Cooper, it's just a little toy car, it's cute. And most of the time when you see cars like this, you know, 9 times out of 10, it's a female driver. You rarely see men drive this car. I mean, mostly it's a female. That's not trying to be sexist or anything. It's just you see majority females driving this car. You know, because it is a fun, catchy car. It really is. But you know, you have a few men that drive it, and quite frankly, they enjoy it. I enjoy driving it. You know, I ain't gonna lie to you. You know, years past, you wouldn't be probably caught me seeing dead in this car. But like I said, I remember years ago when my sister had rented this car, not this particular model here, but she just rented a Mini Cooper when she came home from New York to visit. And that was my first time having a Mini experience, getting inside of that car and just seeing how roomy it was and how fun it was to actually drive. I was like, wow, this thing here is really a really productive little car. You know, it was a fun little car. And I fell in love with it ever since. So, cool car. Feel that power, yeah! Got where I'm at. You have to be careful out here, folks. You have to watch for Johnny Law. You cannot, you know, risk being caught by Johnny Law. But at the same time, too, they see you in a car like this, they know you're going to punch and have a little fun with it. How could you not do it? You have to do it. Defeats the whole purpose if you didn't. As I always say before, never underestimate the immaturity factor. Hear those pops? Yeah. Yeah, it goes. It goes quick. Let me slow down, man. That's almost potential jail time there. We don't want to get a ticket today. I had a scare early in the week, but I got to let off with a warning. I wasn't in my car. I was actually going to work, believe it or not. But this thing, it really is a lot of fun. It really does fulfill every thing it encountered. You just hear the pops, man. Those pops, it's nothing like it, man. Nothing like it at all. Never gets old. Said that in my last video. Just never gets old. Okay, let's do a dead halt here. Dead full stop right here. Let's see what kind of power we got here. Let's kick it in. And we're off. Man, this thing is fast. Oh man. Yeah. This thing goes, folks. Don't let it fool you, man. I'm telling you. Don't run up on it. Do not run up on it. It'll surprise a lot of people. Oh, man. That was fun. Well, that's going to be it for this edition here. I figure I better put this thing up before I get in trouble in it. So, until then, I'm Jay Walker. You're watching Life Off Road. See you guys next week.